we'll see with the draft. Spirit knows that Aster was going to go for second pick, so when they went for Dire, meaning that they wanted first pick, and they wanted to get the Dire advantage also. So they probably have a plan. That is their plan. You see it now. Their plan was to snatch the Tiny away from Aster, to leave it through and to snatch it. Now Aster has to decide whether they want to pick the Chen for themselves or play into potentially Tiny Chen, which is Spirit Mega's comfort. And they're all smiling and giggling because they probably feel like they got them there.
Right.
Probably that Aster did not expect that, and they maybe let their guard down, thinking that, all right, we're just going to play another game into Chen and we're getting our bread and butter in the Dazzle Tiny again. But yeah, did not happen.
Yeah, I mean, you could see with just how long these picks are taking right now. They're already touching into their reserve time, but it's a Chen opening for them.
And Spirit baited them because they banned the Wyvern, right? So they did the same bans they did first game to enhance the Chen first pick, and then didn't go for it. So that was a nice bait from Spirit. Obviously, Aster is not too sad. They get a Chen. They like it. Maybe not their most comfort, but it means that they still respect the Spirit 8 Chen. Do you think they're happy with this, Amar? Because can they pick the Dazzle here, or maybe Chen Dazzle is too much?
I think Chen Dazzle too much, and I think I see here 8-pick Warlock value, like Warlock into Chen, Tiny, like a lot of damage. Like it could be actually their answer.
Yeah, and they don't dare to go for the Dazzle themselves. Maybe do you think they pre-pick the Storm for the Dazzle or not?
The Dazzle.
Yeah.
Yeah, backline jumper.
Do you think they want Spirit to not get the Dazzle? Let's see who they play too.
I mean, Spirit play Dazzle, but I mean, it could be in their minds. But if Spirit wants Dazzle, I think they can just take it anyway and don't care about Storm. Like anyway, Dazzle Tiny been shown by Aster how good this combo is, and maybe Spirit, if they're comfortable, they can secure it same as Aster.
So let's see now what Spirit does against this. I mean, Aster did show an early Storm, which usually teams don't really do. It's a hero that can get countered, as we saw last game. It can become a bad Storm game and a bad lane also for the Storm Spirit. So Spirit now has to decide whether or not they want to pick a hero that they just like, or if they want to address the Storm right away. Obviously, if they don't, Aster will protect the Storm by banning heroes that are going to be good against them in the second phase. And they decide not to.
Yeah, it's a Phoenix. How do we feel about that combo with the Tiny, perhaps, as far as the roaming situation?
I mean, it's amazing. The Tiny with Phoenix. Tiny, one of the best heroes in the game at protecting the egg. Obviously, Avalanche, huge AoE, great stun. It's impossible to... Yeah, one of the best, most reliable stuns in the game, which also why it makes Tiny such a high priority hero. It's what LGD beat Spirit's Chen with yesterday. They had a Phoenix lineup, and they executed it really well, and it turned out to be great. Obviously, Phoenix not good at all into Storm. It's whatever. Storm can jump Phoenix, can disengage from the egg. But this is just, it shows how much emphasis and how much respect Spirit put to the Chen. They're addressing it with their lineup, and they want to make sure that they have a way to fight into Chen.
I mean, now, like, even with all of this, like, it's all comes down to 16, 17, and 23, because now Aster have second pick, and if Spirit managed to 16, 17 punish these two supports, and maybe some mid laner to punish the Storm, or maybe they want a Tiny into Storm, which also is good.
What you mean by 16, 17 is the pick numbers, which is going to be the next two picks for Team Spirit.
Yeah. Spirit.
So if we're looking at perhaps a way to touch the egg for the side of Aster, what sort of options are we looking at on their side?
The Juggernaut can definitely be an option. It's very good with Chen. I don't know if Aster plays it. I assume that they do. One of the best egg hitters in the game, obviously. From carry position, what could they have that's interesting? I mean, Chen is a natural drums buyer after mech, so it can be good. You know, they can have a lineup that have enough tempo to just hit the egg, even though they don't have like natural counters. You think of the magic immune heroes, Juggernaut, Lifestealer. The mid options are out of the equation, as Storm has been picked already. There's the Snapfire, but it's been instantly banned by Team Spirit, one of the best egg hitters from support position. So that's a really clutch ban from Team Spirit here. I guess he will have to come from the carry.
Yeah, looking at Monet's picks, he actually hasn't played a lot in this tournament that counters the egg.
Yeah.
He's not played a Jug. PL, I guess, is the best thing, but usually people are kind of like last picking a PL to try to get like a perfect game for it, and the other Phoenix spells do very well against a PL in the
Yeah,
game.
they do. And PL is not a BKB buyer, so it's going to be very easy for Tiny to stop the PL from killing the egg. So probably not as reliable. Maybe Spirit identified that. That's also something you can do, is like identify a team's hero pool and understand that, well, they have very few heroes to counter that, and if they do, they're going to kick themselves out of their comfort zone on their own.
Maybe another approach for Aster would be to, like, if let's say Spirit picks another hero that's not a super like good at ganking early game hero, they just go for like the Alchemist, and they play to deal. You know, the Phoenix can't really contest the Alch jungling in the early game. It is a vessel buyer, but just not a good hero at contesting jungle.
A lot of teams don't like to go for Alchemist on Radiant just because of the jungle and the camps, There's actually a huge difference between Alch Dire and Alch Radiant in the jungle. For any person that played Alch would understand, and if you haven't, then one game is going to be enough. You can always be farming two camps at the same time, and having both of them under the effect of Acid Spray on the Dire jungle, which makes you farm insanely fast. And on the Radiant, there's not a single situation where that is possible. So it slows your farm by at least 100%, maybe even more than that.
I mean, for Aster, I think for 15 on them, they can maybe go for Marcy, who can hit the egg. Like,
Oh, true. Yeah.
Marcy's an egg hitter,
Yeah.
I don't know if they play Marcy though.
Boboka does.
Yeah, but Boboka is going to be the Chen most likely.
Yeah.
That's why it's that's the one thing about Aster that's very unconventional, is that their 5 player actually does not play Chen, and it's going to be the position 4 that turns into a 5. So for them particularly, now they go for the Shaker. That's the position 5 player. I don't know what to call him anymore. Siamese cat, I guess.
Siamese cat, Picho,
Okay.
Rubber ball.
Rubber ball.
Rubber ball.
All
okay.
of them, correct.
I'll just pick one. I will go with Siamese cat, and he's going to most likely be the Shaker player here. Once again, that's something LGD has been running a lot, Chen plus Shaker combo. And Aster taking another page out of LG's book.
Or your book. You've been running a lot of Earthshaker as well.
True. I didn't want to bring it up, but since you do,
I'll do it.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. And I'm sure you know the strengths and weaknesses against the IO, though, on the side of Spirit. How are we feeling about that?
Oh, IO. We haven't seen IO much, I think, on Spirit this tournament. I can't recall them playing IO even once.
Yeah.
So that is new.
I think this is the first time.
It's the first time they play IO.
It is. In this tournament, it's the first time.
So maybe they have like an IO combo that they like against Shen, because I don't see IO being particularly good here. Okay, IO Mars. Obviously Mars, one of the best heroes in the game at protecting the egg. And they did ban the Juggernaut, which is the best answer against both these heroes. I think only Naix is a hero that doesn't mind fighting into this early. I just don't know if Team Spirit have enough damage to fight into Aster's lineup right now. Oi, oi, oi. Oh, this is
That's
bad.
4 strength heroes.
Yeah.
This is bad for Spirit. They definitely forgot about the Timbersaw. How is it even in?
I mean, I don't see this as such a good Timbersaw game.
Really?
Like, he doesn't really, like, he's not really good into, like, there's the strength heroes, but how do he even fights into them? Like, it feels like he's stunned all the time. IO heals, Phoenix heals, Egg comes in.
Okay. What about, okay, don't you, but you need at least to fix him on the lane, right? Because right now he has perfect lane against all these heroes.
I mean, if they put IO plus...
Ursa?
Yeah, IO plus carrier, like Ursa, Leshrak, any type of Timbersaw counters, I think it's good. So I don't really think this Timbersaw pick has such a value. Maybe, like, if he gets out of the lane, like, destroys tower and things like this, I think he will win the game easily with Chen Timber, just run every tower.
Insta Ursa ban.
And the Monkey King too, which would probably be the second best one.
Yeah, what would Yatoro play here? A lot of carries are banned. A lot of carries are banned. Jugger's out, Void is out, Ursa's out, TV's out, Monkey's out. There's very little options left for these carry players. I think most of their pool is already out of the equation.
Maybe a TA. Is TA banned out?
I think Blue Seeker for them looks good.
Yeah, TA is good, yeah.
Yeah, TA.
TA is actually quite decent against Timber on lane, right? Wouldn't you say?
I mean, I guess he just doesn't die until level 6.
Yeah.
Like, he's not really the best, like, the meld, like, on side lane, like, he doesn't really do much to Timbersaw.
Yeah.
he just wants to flash farm kinda. Like he just knows that Timbersaw probably not gonna lose the lane, so he just picks a flash farmer.
Yeah, at least he's not going to get kicked out of the lane too early here. And it's going to buy time for these greedy supports. I mean, especially the Phoenix, because Phoenix is kind of stuck laning into the Timber right now.
So it all comes down to the final pick of Aster looking for that elusive carry, perhaps.
They could vote again, but they go for the
It's going to be Troll. Does that feel good enough for the side of Aster, perhaps? Or is it still leaning more strongly towards Spirit? What do you feel like, Seb?
I actually feel like Aster won the draft pretty hard this time around. I like the draft a lot, and given how they played game 2, I think they might take it.
Ooh.
I think Aster the draft, like, they don't really die to these heroes. Like, I don't see how, like, they need tiny avalanche toss into Mars Spear on like Troll, Timbersaw, and the Storm. Like, it feels like it's not really easy for Spirit to kill Aster. And it feels like Aster can just AFK with their timings, and then they can just straight up end, because Spirit damage is very low.
So it's a bit of a split for you, but Jenkins.
Oh God, don't make me disagree
Why
with these guys.
not? Come on. You're our final analyst over
You know
there.
what, I'll go Spirit just because I want to see another Spirit LGD Grand Finals.
That's where you're putting your money on the line here. Well, I suppose we will find out. Only way to do this is to get to game number 3. Casters, take us away.
All on the line here for this last game as Team Spirit turn back the clock. Very similar drafting to what we saw from them at TI, while Aster keeping things in the meta. And like Seb was saying, it feels like they have maybe outdrafted and found the solution to Team Spirit here.
I mean, if you give me this draft, these 4 strength heroes, and I see Timbersaw, I'm like, hell yeah, this is it. This is godly Timbersaw game. Then ATM comes on panel and says, oh, you know what, it's really not. So I'm kind of leaning towards him.
Okay.
In terms of damage, they don't have that much to kill this Timbersaw. And also sustain from Chen, Mech, Hand of God, and this is a godly Troll pick. This last pick Troll makes a lot of sense, because you're playing into 2... Tiny is a mixed damage because he uses his combo, but he also scales well into the late game with his shard. And then having a miss chance against Templar Assassin and Troll is going to be pretty big. And on top of that, you're an egg killer. You're one of the heroes that build into earlier BKB, get outside of the arena, and focus down that egg.
Yeah, it's like 3 picks in and Troll turns to me. Lacoste turns to me, tells me Troll is guaranteed to be picked here. He called it, he saw it, the Oracle knew it was coming.
Usually, I'm not a big fan of Troll. You know, I always love to say that this is throw Warlord instead of Troll, because he does tend to throw a lot of these drafts. It always feels like it's a good for the lane, but when the game starts, it just doesn't feel like it.
Does he have versatility still in his item build? Are we going to see the Battle Fury from Troll, or is there something else that he could angle towards here to keep the tempo going? Like, is this a late game Troll, or is this something that can play fast as well?
That's something that I usually don't have that good of a read on, because only thing I'm do is I flame Troll. I've seen Manta style from Troll, that from OG. I've seen Battle Fury Troll from K1. There were also a couple of Maelstrom pickups as well.
Exactly.
So for this one, if he wants to hit a bit of earlier timing, I wouldn't mind seeing Maelstrom, because you're playing into Templar Assassin, extra hit against a Refraction, and then into Tiny, you do have like a ton of armor, so maybe mix things up with a bit of a physical and magical damage.
Yeah, it might depend on the game state. Like, if the TA's starting to run away with things, Monet might consider thinking, hey, I need to keep up in farm with her, go with the Battle Fury. If you're able to keep the tempo up and maybe shut down the Templar Assassin early, get the Maelstrom, and keep that ball going.
It's even really good diffusal game. Like, I feel like whatever you build on Troll this game is going to feel good, because he's going to have decent laning stage playing with the Chen, Headdress, plus a Divine Favor, a lot of sustain, and also range hero into Mars that can transform. Saying that, he just missed his first CS, kind of cursed him there.
Right, collapse with the deny. But you're right, he doesn't have these ranged axes to slow people down. And Mira's IO going to try and manipulate these creeps. 2 sentries there. One from either team trying to block up and deward that camp. And Mira taking a lot of damage doing this. Bobakar keeps tracking back on the IO. Where's he heading? Is Mira going to go between towers?
Yeah, looks like it.
Yeah.
This is what you usually do, but there's going to be a lot of harassment from Boboko.
Yeah, it's not an easy one for Mira whatsoever, but Collapse will come back here. collect up and gather all of the XP and gold that's been left for him by this Wisp. And Bobaka, he's got to go and find somewhere else to go sit. Nice little drag there by Miposhka, make sure that Siamese Cat didn't get the full free pull, but the range creep will still stick there by the Warpine Raider. And XXS already getting a courier snipe. As Templar Assassin 7-0, picking up a lot of CS early on in this top lane. Do things get more challenging for her against this Timbersaw and Earthshaker later on?
Once Timber hits level 6, I think it gets pretty difficult for Templar Assassin to play the game. So I assume there's going to be some stacks being made by Miposhka. Phoenix is a very weak laner, so you can't really provide much, especially when paired up with Templar Assassin. It's more about getting the levels, about the sustain, potentially trying to draw this matchup, which might be a bit too difficult. XXS, 2 points in reactive armor. He's more than fine here.
Yeah, he'll have that safety to get all the experience he needs. And once he hits level 3, level 4, we can start to see that Earthshaker roaming around, guarding water runes, collecting bounty runes, which that Phoenix is going to have to try and deal with early on. Well, Monet, 5 denies. Only at 8 CS though, because Mars also getting a lot of denies to his name, 7-5 on Collapse. We are starting to see a bit of a gap being built in the mid lane though. 12 and 7 Storm. And it's Tiny at 9 and 5. I mean, Storm, one of Ori's best heroes. He's played every
Most
single
definitely,
matchup
and he's playing into melee matchup with the Storm Spirit, so you know that he's going to dominate. We saw in the previous game he was playing Dead Prophet into Storm and straight up bullying from the start.
Yeah, Toronto Tokyo, a lot to do. We'll gather up a few CS there with a nice avalanche. And 3 minutes in, we do see that Earthshaker getting bounty rune top, Bobaka getting the bottom one. So removing some of that influx of gold that Team Spirit would have liked early on here. And Mira keeping Collapse topped up. One of the greatest things about this IO Mars lane, you know, not only do you have that overcharge with the attack speed to give you a bit more burst damage after the Spear and the God's Rebuke, but Mars, one of the better heroes, just staying in the lane and keeping farming because he is so tanky and annoying to deal with.
This is going to be a slow start on the side lanes. I don't see Collapse dying, neither Monet.
Tokyo,
oh!
toss back, under tower. Okay.
Does have a Fairy Fire, and also Water Rune is spawning. But here comes Miposhka. He might be ready to go for it.
Oh, he is indeed, but the Fisher going to cancel any dive return, and Ori, oh, is he going to die here? Miposhka, he can turn, he can get the first blood. The Phoenix, he's the one to take the Storm down a notch.
Beautifully done from Miposhka.
Gets a couple of hits in, but the Enchant Totem, is he fast enough? He is.
He's range hero with that totem. Yeah, beautifully done. Look at the 3 wards from Team Spirit. So they see every single rune, they see every single rotation, which did allow Miposhka to go for that dive and secure a kill. Also leaving Templar Assassin alone against Timbersaw, which means that the Yatoro is getting some extra XP here, but things are getting more difficult. 3 points in reactive armor. This is where you don't put any pressure on this Timber.
Yeah, things get incredibly challenging. So Yatoro is going to try and get what he can from this creep wave. Might consider going back into the forest. He's ferrying some items out to himself now with his courier, though. It's the boots to allow him maybe something, a way to escape from the Timbersaw.
Big stacks being made right now from Miposhka. This is where Yatoro is going to fall back once he does not feel too secure playing the lane against Timber.
It's going to be scouted by the Earthshaker, though. They'll see what's going on up there. As XXS just sits in his lane, 33 and 5, nothing to stop him. And the panel is saying if he's able to get out of the laning stage, try and take that tower reasonably early on, get him that snowball effect on the Timber, even though it might not be the perfect game against the Phoenix Egg and the Tiny Toss combo, he can still do a lot of work.
Also, Earthshaker did plant an observer ward near the outpost, so that means when they start to farm these camps, it's going to get scouted. And Storm Spirit could potentially go in and try to steal those stacks. Even Timbersaw, once he hits that level 6, Yatoro will stack it one more time.
Toronto Tokyo hit level 6 there a little earlier than Ori, but Storm Spirit not getting the RNG on his side. It's an Invis rune for Tiny. And so far, no contest here on the stacks. Yatoro cleaning them up. 40 last hits now and accelerating that net worth quickly. Earthshaker comes in, steals a couple. A little bit of bonus gold for him, delaying Yatoro. And this is where Timbersaw really starts to shine, isn't it? He's level 6, he has a catapult wave, he's under the tower, and he'll defend that catapult with his life with no real answer from Spirit.
It's all about collecting that XP. Tiny can't really rotate and kill this Timbersaw. There's just not enough damage. Also, Earthshaker's still sitting at the top lane, so you need to find a way to collect XP. Miposhka will probably try to go inside the trees on the top and get some of that juicy XP, because Phoenix is really level dependent.
As this bottom lane, I mean, the entire game has been deny central. Look at that, 10 on Troll, 12 on Mars, 11 on Storm, 9 on Tiny. So much focus here being put into not only the last hits, but denying that creep from your opponents.
How is Mira using that question mark on top of him? He's not denying, it's just a big question mark.
I'm not too sure, but Miposhka slain in that top lane. Well, Toronto Tokyo's rotation bottom, getting the troll before he hits level 6. And Bobica in trouble as well. Ori, he's rotating here, could kill off Mira quickly with the zap in. Does pop the wand, healing up, but Ori able to take down the IO even next to his 2 beefy core heroes. Over the arena.
Tiny has another combo, Ori's dead.
The avalanche toss, it's a triple from Collapse.
I don't think you can ask for a better start. Collapse Mars and getting some TI flashbacks. Does have that phase boots and most likely going to be going into Blink Dagger to be able to initiate. And a lot of pressure away from Yatoro because he needs time. Like, this is Templar Assassin going for the Dragonlance first into Desolator.
Another catch, another play onto the troll. Avalanche, the spear with a toss from Toronto Tokyo. They've got him caught out. Pre-level 6 again.
Toronto Tokyo did this rotation made a lot of difference. He's involved now in 5 kills.
He's in the chakram, fissured up. XXS trying to close the gap. Miposhka, he's got these fiery spirits back onto the Earthshaker, and Yatoro, he senses an opportunity to maybe get a kill, but now he's got to run. And Champ Totem
he does have an egg.
Miposhka does have the egg, kills the Earthshaker without even using it, and gets the egg off just in the nick of time.
This is position 5 Phoenix. Being level 6.5, 8 minutes in. This is pretty insane because he was the one collecting the gold and the XP most importantly on the top lane. This is a big difference maker.
Well, it really has been perfect from Team Spirit these first 10 minutes. Mira and Collapse now farming in the enemy jungle, so shutting out these Aster heroes. 3-man Fissure though. Ori over the top into the IO. This is dangerous though for him with the avalanche toss arriving. Ori will still survive and kill Collapse. The big kill. His spree removed and a double for Storm. Aster brings 5 heroes to that bottom jungle, kicking Team Spirit out of their area of the map.
They definitely need to help out Monet because his farm in the laning stage looked good, but those 2 deaths definitely, you can feel that it hurts him so much. Ori and XXS will need to play together to get some stuff done. This is a kind of a like position 4, position 5 shaker, something that OG does as well, because Baboka is their Chen player, and I would assume Siamese Cats gets a little bit more farm priority in this one.
Can they kill this Timber?
Oh yes, they can.
Spear, they absolutely can. Trapped under tower, the Fissure blocks them, and XXS, he is still alive. Popped his wand, 100 HP remains. The Timber chain back to the tier 1. Timbersaw, the avalanche, long range from Toronto Tokyo.
Team Spirit responding, bringing in numbers as well, while Yatoro still in the farm mode.
And this is why Troll has queued up the Battle Fury, right? He realizes TA is farming so incredibly quickly.
He queued it up a long time ago, but Monet showing and also farming underneath that ward. So potentially they could go, still not level 6 on Mira. He definitely needs to bring the book for himself because this Phoenix is level 7. This is beautiful.
It's so poor. Speared up against the trees, and the relocate in will allow them another kill. 0, 3 and 2 on the Troll as Team Spirit getting jumped on. The dive not fast
catches
enough.
Him mid there.
Ori catches him with a vortex and brings the Phoenix down.
Mira just got that book delivered, getting level 6 and playing with Collapse's Mars, who's having an extremely good game. 1,000 gold away from his Blink Dagger, and that's going to be a setup. Into relocate, Tiny also very close to it.
And for the first time this series, we've seen Team Spirit go ahead from the laning stage.
They've always been a slow team in terms of the laning stage. It feels like they always play from behind, and that's just the way it is.
Yeah, they like these late-game decision-making opportunities where they win one team fight, win the game. But now they've put themselves on a nice platform to launch themselves into mid-game. Only 11.5 minutes in, but both side lane tier 1s have fallen.
Looking at Troll, Mo net worth really low. Just a broadsword for now. This is going to be very late Battle Fury on Troll, especially if they manage to get another kill on him.
Yeah, if they can find him once more. Yatoro safely farming in jungle, can even swing back towards his triangle. XXS aggressive onto the Tiny. Can't do too much with Miposhka nearby, but a DD rune for Storm. This could be the difference maker. We do have the Supernova Arena combo though, and that's why Collapse is grouping up mid with Miposhka, defend their tier 1. The natural point of contest here.
Team Spirit, they're ready to defend this tower. They do have Arena and Egg combo.
They see the Storm Spirit, they saw Ori. Toronto Tokyo blinks in, initiates, toss back into Collapse with the spear. Perfect play in the hand of God and the Fissure. It's enough! Ori's out of there. Aster being turned on by Yatoro, but the Centaur Stomp will keep them at bay for a few seconds longer while XXS, he's slowed by the trap, and another combo from Tiny. What a deja vu for the Timbersaw there. Trapped up against the side of the tower.
You think you're going to survive there, but Collapse pinning you onto tower and damage. This is 3 points in meld, which is -7 armor at the moment.
Ori
and they found another one.
The spear? What? No way! He wasn't planning that, was he?
Yeah, he definitely was.
Holy shit! Collapse God! Yeah, tip. I think Ori
Even
knows.
Ori tips him, yeah.
Ori knows.
That was beautifully done.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Hey, I want to see that again.
Did he see him? Did he know?
He knows. He definitely knows. Like, you can still like vacuum Storm Spirit out of the ball lightning, and you can spear him.
Right at the end, yeah, you deserve that grin on your face.
It's like, oh my God,
yeah.
I actually went for it and it worked.
Can't believe it himself. Oh, Team Spirit showing us some kind of magic. They were talking about the Cinderella story from TI. We're getting that same fairy tale vibe from them here in Game 3.
They really want to play against PSG LGD in the Grand Finals. You can feel it. They want a rematch again. Because what happened at Riyadh, they kind of got stomped. It was very one-sided, and they want to play it again. This is going to be a really good timing on Yatoro's Desolator. 15 minutes plus the Dragonlance Power Treads, which does allow them to go inside Roche Pit. They can also like play different side of the map, because Collapse does have a Blink Dagger, and with Relocate being available, Mirat plus Toronto, they easily join on a Spear connection.
Well, Monet getting a bit of free time up top, but here's the smoke from Spirit. Yatoro stays bottom, showing on the wave. And Radiant even scanning in that top jungle. It looks like it's going to connect. Does shift red. So Aster know that something is coming. They've got this high ground observer wall that they can play under. Standing in their triangle and waiting for Spirit to come up. Yeah, with a sentry down, they see that ward being placed. Illusion runes from Ori there, holding the staircases. Team Spirit still looking for an angle, an entry point, and Storm Spirit. The smoke breaks, the jump in, Toronto Tokyo yet again. Arena Spear with the toss up in the air.
Oh no, the toss combo.
They don't kill off the Storm and he turns to fight. Vortex back on the IO now, as it looks like they will just chill and
reset. A bit
reset.
of an anti-combo there with the toss, the Z-axis stuff, as we call it. Does not allow Mars to pin him on the edges of the arena.
Yeah, it looked like they were lacking the damage. You're right.
But also, Hand of God used and mech.
And Ori, no fear. Vortex straight in onto Mira. No amount of heal will save him from that. And Aster finally coming back in again for this tier 1 tower mid. Chen Army, Timbersaw tanking, and Monet even joining in as well. Yatoro deciding it might be time to come and fight, come and play. Collapse, spear onto Ori, doesn't connect onto the tree. So Collapse dragged back into the waiting arms of
They
Aster.
want the egg.
And they want to focus the egg down now. The Monet Troll will clear it up. 2 down on Spirit, while Yatoro stuck in the Chakram and the Echo Slam. Aster will lose Monet. but they get so much more.
Oh man, that did not connect, that spear. I guess Toronto was also expecting that spear's gonna connect, didn't use his combo right away. He was expecting it to pin him on the tree, and then he follows up with the combo, which does allow the rest of the Aster to connect and also troll. I mean, he does die, but Battle Fury is completed and also managing to kill the egg.
Yeah, vitally important for him as he is starting to climb that net worth board. We see how close it was from collapse with that blink spear. Goes right past the tree. Incredibly near to catching that Ori Storm, and then the beeline towards the egg. Timber and Troll straight up with the Battle Trance and the chase. Well, Yatoro, he wanted to come and play in the Chakram and the Echo Slam. You're not able to do too much of that.
Now, big item. Siamese Cat did manage to farm his shard, so that's going to be another way of setting things up, an extra lockdown as well.
And what's the reasoning for that over the Blink Dagger rush this game? Because we've seen
he wants to have it as fast as possible.
Differences in opinion in terms of how the game's going, what kind of item you build on that Earthshaker. 71% the win probability for
even
Team
after
Spirit.
that fight, okay.
Yes.
Who do we hate on the team? Why is it so big?
Tiny saves his Phoenix, but a great Fisher with that shard. Chain stunning in, but the heals from Mira. They keep Miposhka alive.
It looked really good until Mira popped that mech.
Yes.
Back to full HP. I think those numbers come from Troll, because a lot of the times this hero just does not carry the games.
Yeah, maybe it's TI stats only, but they jump in again. Ori and Earthshaker trying to bring down Collapse. They've got the arena tossed back in. Ori not speared. Balls away from the danger Spirit are bringing. And finally some dewarding from that high ground to remove Spirit's vision.
Also, Aster having that Harpy creep, which is scouting things out. Baboka keeping all the good stuff. By the good stuff, this is not, 4 Centaur stuns anymore. It's about having the little creep that gives you magic resistance, amplify of the healing, and the Alpha Wolf if you can find it, until you farm your shard.
Stack those auras, get the cloak creeps going. But yeah, maybe the Dota Plus percentage is based on TI stats only. These are Team Spirit TI heroes. They won TI. Give them a bonus 20%.
It has to be Troll. I'm not even kidding.
I'm not a fan of him. Echo Saber for Tiny, adding even more burst damage to his arsenal. As Aster enter the pit. Now this seems a little risky. Team Spirit have an amazing amount of team fight capabilities.
Another scan from Aster. They know exactly where Spirit is.
Oh, look what he's got bottled. Tiny with a DD rune. Very trinket, Echo Saber. Toronto Tokyo could blow people up very quickly. And we saw in Entity, right? Stormer had some spectacular games on this Tiny when he grabbed the DD runes. And Spirit going to utilize it with a smoke themselves. Aster want to continue playing under their vision. But moving even further into this top jungle, getting another ward down. While Spirit, they've got the ability to long wrap around.
They want to climb the high ground. Both
Yatoro,
teams holding it.
he's the one that's not smoked, so he's under radiant vision. I saw the TA and they know that the pit is wide open.
Oh, they might find Ori here.
Storm Spirit, Avalanche, not dodged quite enough, but Toronto Tokyo, they still didn't want to commit for that. Collapse is waiting, Miposhka too, they've caught them out. No, Ori, he dodges the spear yet again. Feels it coming. So Arena on cooldown, and Aster have to feel so good about that now.
Both teams having a lot of sustain. Sunray plus Tether and the mech heal. Almost Holy Locket done on Io. Let's see what Aster gets out of this. Still gonna respect, I think, the team fight from Spirit. Might try to poke Roche, see what happens.
Get in there with Monet again. Get some stacks up. Another big active rune for the Tiny, though. Arcane for Toronto Tokyo. As Monet enters that melee form. Hits away at Roshan. Half health remains. And Team Spirit trying to scout and see into the pit. The fire of the spear is there on the ground. Roshan about to die, and Toronto Tokyo blocked by the Fisher. In comes Collapse. Roach
Snatches it.
He gets it, steals it away, and relocated out. Toronto Tokyo still battling into this Monet troll. Supernova Egg already landed, and Monet is down while Team Spirit charging forward. The horn is sounded as the cavalry arrive, but Earthshaker, he keeps them at bay with his Aghanim shard.
Can they get anything out of more of this? Collapse ready to blink in.
Misses the God's Rebuke though.
Collapse Giga Chad one more time, carrying the Team Spirit, stealing that Aegis from Team Aster. That's huge. That's big.
Not allowing Troll to have that. That's a kick in the teeth for Aster as Collapse goes in again. Toronto Tokyo with a tiny combo. Yules into the air, comes too little too late. Storm Spirit though with the Vortex back. They've dropped the arena.
Sunray healing them up.
In towards Ori, but Tiny inside the chakram in this aftershock delight from Earthshaker. The buyback works out for the
They have
Siamese
stun,
cat.
another Vortex is available.
Mira
Oh, barely.
gets himself away.
That's a buyback from Siamese Cat. I like the way Collapse moves in these fights. He goes in, uses his combo, and knows exactly what's going to come. Dodges Chakram every single time.
Dire's top tower.
Yeah, for a big lad, he's very quick on his feet, this Mars. All down to Collapse. Still with 3.5 minutes of Aegis, he can continue this aggressive play style. Wait for Toronto Tokyo to respawn in 10, but here we can watch it back. Collapse ready on that northern side, just comes in, slams them down.
Yeah,
well
the
placed
toss.
egg as well.
Yeah, the toss from Toronto Tokyo, not allowing him to pick it up, but the Collapse goes in, right time, right place, and snatches it.
And now back to holding hands with his partner, Mira. IO Mars ready to move anywhere on the map. Push out top, they can relocate into the rest of the team if they do want to try and force a fight. But what's next for Aster? Like Blink is 1,000 way on Earthshaker. Troll still needs his items to come up.
He's very close to BKB. If they manage to get this fight going before there's a BKB on Troll, that's going to be big. Also, Ori, recipe away.
How many times can Toronto Tokyo find this Ori storm? Yet again, we're in! The burst from Yatoro as well. XXS has to Yules the Mars. And a nice Fisher. Catching and holding. Team Spirit back, but look at the Tiny. He's fishing, angling for someone. He
knows exactly where they are.
Catching him out.
Into the spear.
Spear as well. Collapse blows him up with Yatoro. Toronto Tokyo. The heal, the save from Mira with a Sun Ray on top. Tiny not even gonna die.
They have way too much sustain, almost back to full HP, and the buyback from Ori. So
Yes.
they used buyback on Siamese Cat in the previous fight. Some beautiful spell casting from Team Spirit. Also, I love the Templar Assassins are picking up that earlier shard, not waiting for second Roche to drop. Extra layer of silence against Storm Spirit can make a difference, even against the Timber Saw.
And the Troll.
Yeah, even against the Troll. So Toronto Tokyo once again finds a good opening.
Finds that storm and Collapse with Mira on the other side of the fight. Aster just scrambling to retreat, needing to fall back, and isn't a dieback?
Not again.
He's got no mana. Oh, Ori, no. Team Spirit has your number. They will find Toronto Tokyo as Monet clears through the Tiny. But Team Spirit have 70 seconds now with no storm on the map.
They know that he's dead for a very long time. The tier 2 tower is going to drop. This time around, they don't have any repositioning tools, so going for the high ground is going to be much easier for Team Spirit. They want a tier 2 tower on the top lane instead.
Claim these objectives. Keep Aster back in the base. A four-man smoke. Aster, they want to fight without their storm. This seems dangerous. 45 seconds left on Aegis. Miposhka, the Phoenix, he's being eyed up, but he's got the dive away. Timber couldn't Yules him, couldn't catch him.
They needed Fisher to connect there. It's a difficult task to execute, and now 2 big items on both sides. Templar Assassin with the BKB, but also Heaven's Halberd. Siamese Cat in a bit of a trouble here, will get clipped by that trap.
And Mira getting jumped by the Timber Saw. Siamese Cat being blasted by this Yatoro BKB TA. God's Rebuke from Collapse secures it. Bobaka trapped in the trees. The forest is no safe place for Chen any longer. As Collapse gathers another double kill.
He was still not done there. The original Giga Chat Collapse. Every other is a fake during TI. That was his name for a reason.
fallen.
Accept no imitations. Collapse is the real one. Waiting.
Radiant's
Hiding in the fog.
Yeah, pretending he's waiting. He's just stuck, Gary.
I'm a tree. I'm a tree. He jumps out now, though, as they clear the Ancients, removing farm from Aster.
Double damage bottom. Tiny will gladly take that one.
Now look at what the TA's building. Another layer of control and silence against this storm and
It's
troll.
really good against all of these items. It also does give Yatoro solo pickoff potential on both of the supports from Aster. He can easily one-shot him, especially Earthshaker. He's struggling to find the farm.
Well, we know that BKB is like 2,000 gold away for the storm as well, so this is going to give a nice window for the TA to find those pickoffs onto him. Another four-man smoke from Aster. Didn't work out last time. Let's see if they can get the initiation they need.
Ori holding Trusty Shovel. The passive one. Sassive Foul, as we call it. He needs to dig deep, and also Greedy needs to find those bounty runes. This is going to help out the whole team.
And Earthshaker really needs this Blink Dagger now. He's 800 gold away. These buybacks have hurt him tremendously. There's no room to farm. The map is closing in around them. Bottom lane shoved, bottom jungle held by Team Spirit, mid lane cleared by Collapse. There's only one pocket of farm that they can actually utilize as Aster, and it's scouted by Dire Vision.
Siamese Cat fake pumping that Fissure in case they get initiation on. This is going to be another freebie. Tier 2 tower, forcing a glyph. Okay. I'm not sure if anything is going to get out of that. Maybe they just want to buy time, get those BKBs up.
Yeah, slow them down. Maybe another smoke from Aster, but it looks like their primary plan here now is just to farm up on Storm to get this BKB a little quicker. XXS also trying to get his Black King bar up and running as well, while Tiny has just had his delivered. So we have multiple BKBs on Team Spirit, which just amplifies their ability to team fight, and the trap silence into the
Not
avatar.
again.
Oh, Ori nearly dead, but he's got the mana pool to get out of there. Collapse was close with a TP to outpost, but the fear in Ori's eyes now.
Ori knows, like this Kaya and Sanj keeping him alive. A bit of a extra status resistance, a bit of a tankiness, but needs to find another 1,000 gold. There's going to be decent farm on the bottom and another way of approaching. He definitely needs BKB for the next fight.
Aster have held on for a couple of minutes now without bleeding out too much. 10k lead built up by Team Spirit, though definitely something that's worrying for this Radiant side. And there's that win probability, 90% for Team Spirit.
Those are some big numbers.
They are large, hefty. Spider legs. Hand them over to the Timber Saw. Blast Reg's also pretty nice.
He wants to be as tanky as possible. Has that miss chance. What is Troll holding? Mindbreaker. That's one of the better items.
They see Yatoro wide open here in the mid lane, but they are still hesitating. Circles drawn there by Mirren, reading the map, knowing that this triangle will likely have 5 Aster members all huddled together. They're in a circle. They're not singing Kumbaya though, they're getting ready for war. Battle is imminent, and Team Spirit are the ones who want to have the initial
They're sitting
strike.
underneath the ward. The Poshka
vision.
just placed it.
Dire sees them, jump Timber Saw, blow him up. The Yules will save him by a bit of time. Still silenced up and burnt alive, but they've caught the Chen in the back. Collapse and Mira focusing Bobaka. The Hand of God comes while Ori, he's in onto the Io, and Bobaka's still up and running. XXS, he's brought back for this. Needs to continue fighting the spear. Doesn't burn Bobaka alive.
Good egg on the high ground.
Egg. They found the troll. Monet with a battle trance. There is no retreating from this. You'll lose your carry.
Enforcing another buyback. XXS forced to use it. Collapse spent all of his time to find Chen. Use the arena. He might find another one. There's no blink on Siamese Cat. He knows he's there.
Ori's in again. They're trying to focus down this Tiny. That's good damage from XXS and Ori and Collapse. Essence Ring is up. He's over the Fissure and he's far away. He's turning around.
Yatoro's going to clean up.
Yatoro with a takedown on 2.
And no mana on the Earthshaker.
He's dead to rights.
For a second, I thought These were the GGs dropped in the old chat. It's a full team wipe. 6 members of Aster went down. Roshan will respawn in 20 seconds. They do have a trap inside of it, so we'll know exactly when it spawns.
Despair for Aster, but Team Spirit so close to glory. 10 seconds for Roche to respawn as well. And looking at these death timers, Timberboard back, so he's gone for 60 fully. Earthshaker and Storm, 20 and 30 respectively. And Roche about to come back up. Tier 2 claimed by Yatoro up at top. And there's that initiation under the vision. He gets dewarded after the jump from Tiny.
And nicely done there from Yatoro. This Orchid coming in clutch after Yule Scepter. He knows that there is not going to be a Dispel mechanic, and Collapse holding Baboka for a very long time in the end, and a great egg from Miposhka on the high ground, plus the Sun Ray. This troll is going to get kited.
Just the perfect egg placement, really, isn't it, with that Sun Ray over the top?
You know things are going well, because Miposhka does have 7 charges on Spirit Vessel.
7? It's a little bit excessive. And there's that final kill right towards the end. Collapse.
How am I so good? Guys, look at me.
You know,
Unbelievable.
it's not wrong. That's what's going through Collapse's head. Well, how did Yatoro get those kills and not me? What's going on here?
Full Bloodthorn now on Templar Assassin. Whoever they decide to go on, that target just straight up dies.
Invis rune ready for Toronto Tokyo too. Radiant Obs gonna spot them advancing. Aster again relying on this triangle high ground to try and build a fight that's favorable for them. But at this point, Team Spirit with Aegis on Tiny, he's gonna have so much free reign just to jump in, find a catch, kill the Earthshaker. Not a care in the world for Toronto Tokyo. I'll see the Storm zip away. Blink on cooldown for 4 seconds. But now they're being hemmed in. The sheep being herded back into the pen of the Radiant base.
Glyph already forced. Without Earthshaker, no buyback available on him. And these buildings are going to drop so quickly.
Ori, Silent Staff has the BKB. Does get the Vortex onto the TA. Collapse turning, trying to heal them up with this Sun Ray, and they've got the relocate out of there. They took a little bit of time here to turn around onto the Troll, but with his Arena Spear and the combo, Tiny kills Monet. There's no buyback on him. Ori wants back in, but that's an Aegis Tiny with BKB still ready to be used. And yeah, barracks are falling so very quickly.
Still holding on to BKB on Toronto.
He'll wait. Doesn't have to. Hold on to it for now. No Arena, no Supernova, but Yatoro feeling it. Oh, I take that back. They've got Refresher on the Mars. They will have another round.
And he's bringing the full Refresher, so potentially they're going to expect there's not going to be any Arena right now, and he might be able to get the great initiation.
Look at how quick they are. They see the ball lightning, and they are tethered Sunray immediately onto Yatoro's TA. Another set of building is going to be dropped here now. Toronto, Tokyo opening up this Radiant base. It's been a hard nut to crack, this Aster team, but Spirit seems to be the squad to do it.
Last set of barracks still standing for Aster, but options are very limited right now. They don't have, like, they need some big Echo Salami coming in, because I don't see the comeback otherwise. They need to catch 4 or 5 heroes. Also, Ori trying to go for the Aghanim Scepter, still 2,000 gold away. This could be a good setup for Echo.
It could be, it could be. But such a monumental task in front of them. 23,000 net worth lead, and again, Team Spirit, one of these teams that are always spending that money to build up items to keep that net worth valid and in the game, and not, you know, wasted, stored in a bank somewhere. Crystallis on Toronto, Tokyo. Daedalus coming up, not too far away.
Another active rune for Toronto. Does have a haste, so getting a toss back gonna be much easier this time around.
All eyes on Ori and Siamese Cat at this point, really. Storm and Earthshaker, the 2 heavy hitters for Aster. If they can come out of the fog with a good initiation, Find the IO, kill the Phoenix before that heal and Supernova can land. Maybe there's a chance. Team Spirit want to cut any opportunity that Aster has. Vision up on high ground. It is scouted by the sentry of Aster while Spirit are smoked, and Ori
already committed with the BKB.
They will focus onto this Yatoro TA, but there's just so much heal while Toronto Tokyo is backstabbing into the Chen. That was your BKB Storm, that was your initiation, and it falls flat.
Way too much healing. Yatoro will pop BKB. They want to have mega creeps. They want to make this game put in the bag. Because right now it's very difficult. Yes, you do have Troll with the Battle Fury, but eventually there's going to be 2 arenas. We still haven't seen this Refresher Orb coming into a play for Mars. Radiant using a scan. They know exactly where they are. One last chance.
No Collapse is here. He's waiting on the front lines. Dodges the chakram again. He's a ballerina. Just spinning around. You can't catch the man. Aster is still smoked. Storm and Earthshaker, really, they are so important. They blink, they Fisher, collapse with a turn, with silence onto Timber. He has to use defensively, but now Sphere and Sunray down. Ori aiming for the Supernova. Can they defend it? Collapse has Arena, but he lets the egg die. It's denied by Mira. Now the silence on the Storm, dead with buyback as Timber saw and Storm dead. Great Spear in.
And another one on the edge. They're just styling in the end. Mira denying the egg.
It felt inevitable.
And we will see TI-10 rematch on the stage. Team Spirit will be facing against PSG LGD.
And well deserved. Collapse. Game 2 on that Mars, maybe a little shaky, but that was just a warm-up for game